guys, job today. I'm changing the lower radiator hose. They were done quite a few years ago on the car, so I bought the new. I did the top one just before Christmas, and I thought I'd wait till the spring to do the bottom one, so I'll give it a coolant change again at the same time. So yeah, hose is off. I've cleaned up all the areas where the new hose is going to go on shortly. In the bottom hose there was a spring, probably can't see that well in this light, which is a bit of a nightmare getting it out of the old hose, so it just stops the bottom hose from collapsing. So messed around trying to get that out for a while and found actually the easiest way of getting them in and out is actually to twist them rather than try and drag them out, so you just end up stretching the springs. So I've actually found turning it, got it out. Obviously the spring was a bit rusty, so I've just cleaned it up with some wet and dry before I put it back in, and again just screwed it back in. So you can probably see it, I can see in this light, see the spring in there, so I've got that all the way in. So yeah, time to fit the hose. Then the old tower clamps, so I've got some new ones to go on there, the correct style ones, so I'm going to start fitting that up now, and I'll update you shortly. So just a little thing I do with my hoses, whether it's right or wrong, I don't care, but I use this stuff here, this Pontiac former gasket, get it in brush form. And what I do is I brush a little bit round the outlet of the radiator, and then I'll also stick a little bit, about an inch or so inside the hose, just smear it round, and I'll let that tack off for about 10 or 15 minutes and then fit them. Like I said, it's just something I do, whether it's right or wrong, but touch wood, every other hose I've ever done with them has never leaked. And these tower clamps, I like to use them, but the trouble is if you tighten them too much they kind of distort out of shape, so I've just found it just helps me, that stuff. So I'm just going to do the hose. I'm going to do the bottom end first, get that in with the tower clamp, and then I'll finish cleaning this area up with some brake cleaner and put some Permatex around that. But yeah, so I'll catch up in a bit. Yeah, so I've got the new tower clamps. I've got a load of spare ones. Just checking the sizes that have come off. It's 2/16 at the bottom radiator end and 2 1/4 at the water pump end. So I'll get it connected up at the radiator end first and get the clamp on, and then I'll do the water pump end. Alright, so I've got the hose on the rad, new tower clamp on, nice shiny new clamp. I think I've probably said in a previous video, a little trick I've found with these tower clamps is if you, because what can happen if you don't hold them properly and you tighten the bolt up, they tend to twist out of shape because they're quite flimsy. So I find if you hold the base with a spanner, adjustable, and hold it while you tighten it up, not over tighten it, it keeps it square. Because the moment they start to twist, they go out of shape and then you start getting leaks, as I found when I first used a couple on heater hoses last year. So it was a bit of trial and error, a bit of Google, but yeah, just something to remember for me. Of yeah, touch wood, like I said, I've done a few other hoses and clamps around the engine bay with these tower clamps and a bit of Permatex and say touch wood. I don't know had any leaks. So yeah, that one's done. So on to the other end now. Right, so hose is all done at the water pump end. Cleaned all the hose off, and now it's just a case of topping her up, checking for leaks, and go and give it a run, make sure everything's okay. So yeah, top it up, bleed it off, go and give it a run, and then come back and check for any leaks. So I'll see you in a bit. So I've just bled it, all the air out system, just let it warm up fully now with the heaters on, and I'll let it sit for a bit just to check for any leaks, and then I'll go and give it a little road trip. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the temperature needle for a bit. The hoses are warm now, so the thermostat's obviously open, so I'm just going to let it sit here and idle for 5 or 10 minutes with the heaters on. And then I'll let it stand, just check for any leaks. And then as I say, just go and give it a short trip around the block, 10 minutes or whatever, and then bring it back and check again. So I'll catch you in a bit. So just giving it a 20-minute run. Fingers crossed, touch wood, no leaks. Temperature gauge was fine, didn't go any higher than it normally does. So I'm going to wheel it into the garage and I'll let it stand overnight. I'll check the level again in the morning when it's cold and just check for any leaks overnight. But yeah, so that's another little job done. Been waiting for the spring to do it. There was nothing majorly wrong with the old hoses, it's just that they'd been done a few years ago, and the rubber had gone all sort of milky and stuff like that. So just for peace of mind, I thought I'd change them, and it looks nicer as well with brand new hoses and brand new hose clamps. They are the correct ones again for the year apparently, with the GM markings on there, as is the top one. So yeah, just at least I know they're done, and it's yeah, I've got 2 spare hoses, top and bottom one in the garage. If one of these ever goes, it's always handy to have a spare one as well. So yeah, pleased with that. Next couple of days I might give it an oil change and filter, but yeah. So just a little job today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you on the next one. Cheers.